Hello.
And Dan and her husband Dan and she have just bought this. We've had it like less than a week, right?
Well, almost 2 weeks.
2 weeks now.
Almost 2 weeks.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yes, it does.
And so, what do you think of the bike so far?
We really like the bike. We're getting a lot of use out of it. It's very durable, very sturdy, and we can go a lot farther in the desert than we could walking in a shorter amount of time. So, yeah, we are really enjoying it.
And so, give us the details of the bike, all the numbers and stats. How much did you pay for it?
We paid $14.99 for the bike, and the company offers free shipping in the lower 48 states, so that's a really great deal. And because it's in Washington, there was no sales tax. So $14.99 is the bottom line.
Which is, for an electric bike, is really cheap.
It is very cheap, and for one that's this durable, we looked around. It's incredibly cheap.
Yes, it really is. So, why did you decide on an electric bike?
We decided we wanted something that would be a power assist that gets us around better than bicycles, because neither one of us really like bicycles very much. And we didn't want to go full-blown motorcycle because it's just too big and heavy for what we need. So this gets us around slowly and quietly. We're not going to win any races, but it fits our lifestyle.
And so you found that a bike just didn't work for you because you didn't like the pedaling in the hills and the getting dirty on the ride. And
yeah, it's the uphills. Downhills are good. The uphills get kind of fatiguing. My hip tends to give me a bit of problem, so for me it was just not a good situation. I wouldn't go far.
And I would like to ride a bike for the health purposes, but for me it's my knees. My knees just aren't going to put up with riding a bike anymore. So I'm definitely myself thinking about an electric bike, and now that I've seen this one, I'm thinking very much of the Rad-Mini. Is that what they are, Rad-Man?
No.
No.
It's a Rad-Mini.
This is a Rad-Mini.
By Rad Power Bikes.
Rad Power Bikes. And that's how people can find them, radpowerbikes.com.
Yes. And they have 3 models. This is the only folding model. They have 3 e-bikes. They have the Rad-Mini, this one. They have the Rad Rover, which is a larger bike. It does not fold. A lot of people would like that one. And then they have the Rad Wagon, which is a cargo carrier, which is a longer bike with a longer rack, but it has the smaller tires.
If it were me, I'd be interested in I think I'd be after the cargo bike. They're all the same. No, the cargo bike's $100 more.
Yeah, the cargo bike is $100 more.
So they're all $14.99 except the cargo bike, which is $15.99. But if I run into town, I want to come home with water and trash. I want to take my trash and my water jugs and get water, dump my trash, and come home with groceries. So the cargo bike would be ideal. Although this is a lot of cargo.
It is a lot of cargo. And the rack is rated for 40 pounds back here, and is very sturdy. It's incredibly well built compared to a lot of the other ones that we looked at that had very narrow bars going here and here.
Right.
And then this rack is also very durable and will hold quite a bit of stuff on it. You just need to strap it on. So.
And did you buy 2 of the bikes?
No, we just bought 1 bike and we share it.
And you share the bike?
We share the bike.
And I know you ride on the back.
Occasionally, the manufacturer does not suggest it. It's
so don't ride on the back.
Bike. Do not ride on the back.
Buy 2.
If you buy 2, you get $200 off.
Right. And you're just really pleased with the bikes. They have plenty of power.
It has plenty of power.
What's the speed and the range on it?
The top speed limit is 20. It can go a little faster than that. They say it has a range of 20 miles, but that is also going to depend on how the person rides it. 20 miles is with not pedaling at all, using only the throttle. So the more you use your pedal power and the less you use the throttle, the longer you can go.
So 20 miles, if you don't pedal at all, you should be able to go 20 miles.
Yes.
Wow, that is really good. So if you drive 5 miles into town, you ride around town, you ride 5 miles out without pedaling the whole time.
Yes.
That's very, very good. And you're going fast, 20 miles an hour. So it's a good runaround bike.
It is very good.
For us boondockers who are close, camp near town, can run right into town and come back. Very good.
Yeah.
And it's a Panasonic battery?
It's a lithium
Lithium.
battery. Lithium battery. It's 48 volts. It weighs 8 pounds.
And you're charging it off your solar.
We are charging it off our solar. We have a 200-watt inverter.
So this could be free transportation for life because your solar will cover the whole thing. Okay, and is it a front or mid or rear drive?
It's a rear drive. The motor is back here. It's 750 watts.
And I know enough about electric bikes to know that's very large.
It's the largest motor that they allow sold in the United States.
Right. 250, 350 is the normal. So that's a very powerful motor. So, and it gets you along really good.
It does. We've charged it twice. It was down 1 notch on the battery. We charged it twice. The first time took about 2 hours and 30 minutes. The second time took 2 hours and 10 minutes.
And so in the 2 weeks you've had it, you've never used it to discharge it once.
No, we never have.
And
I doubt that we ever will. We pedal a lot when we ride it, and we use it as a pedal assist to help you get through the tough parts.
So it does have like a motorcycle, it has a throttle you turn, and if you want to not pedal, you just turn the throttle and go.
Yes, that's true. You just hold it where you want to go. Once you pull either one of the brakes, it will disengage the motor. The motor won't quit, but it'll disengage it so you don't continue going.
And it has, otherwise, you have power assist levels where you start pedaling and it helps.
It has 5 power assist levels, 1 through 5. I most of the time use level 2, which seems to get me going really well. 1 is much slower, 5 is much faster, so that it's doing more of the work for you, and you're having to pedal really, really fast just to try and keep up with it.
Or just the throttle. You can do either way, whichever works for you.
And it has 7 speeds.
So it's a 7-speed bicycle.
7-speed bicycle.
And you just throw the switch, and that's not something complicated. You haven't had any difficulty learning to shift it?
No, not at all. Anybody who's used to riding a bicycle that shifts gears will have no problem with it. It's just like that.
Okay, great. Okay, well, so you would highly recommend these?
I would highly recommend the Rad Power bikes. They're very durable and well built. Do you want to show how the battery comes out?
Yeah. Why don't you show us how the battery comes out?
Okay. It's fairly easy. This is the seat release. Just pull the seat out. And there's a lock on the battery. So you want to turn it, push in and turn.
Lock and key.
That unlocks. There is a key. And then the battery slides out. And that is your charging port. So if you want to take the battery out, if you're going into a store, you can take it with you, or you just slide it back in.
So one of the things that stands out right away about this bike are the great big fat tires. And so my thought is, why do you want these big fat tires? Is there any advantage?
Well, the big fat tires, and these are 20 inches tall and they're 4 inches wide. They're much better for going over rocky surfaces like we have out in the desert, or the sand like we have in the desert or the ocean. We do plan on riding it in the mountains, so there might be mud. It'd go through mud much better than the small tires that you have on most of the other bikes. So we felt that was an extremely important feature for the type of areas we like to go.
So you will air down the tires and get a little better ride and do better in sand and etc.
That's correct.
And then would you air them up then to get it when you're on pavement?
Probably not.
No? Just leave them the same?
I don't see that we would be doing a lot of riding on the pavement. Right now we have them at 15 pounds, which seems to be doing very well for both of the surfaces.
Kind of a good in between.
It's a good balance.
Yeah. And yeah, that's really the true. When I had an electric bike for a brief time, and it just beat me up on this rocks because they're heavy bikes. Electric bikes have to be heavy. They got all the motor, the battery, and all the electronics, so they are a little heavier. And I just found it beat me up, and I bet that really helps having that cushion.
It does, because we started out with the 20 pounds in this, and it was just beating us to death when we were riding it. So we let a little bit of air out, made a huge difference in the comfort level of the ride.
Right. So next we want to show you how the bike folds, and it's a heavy bike, and you couldn't fold it alone.
No, I could not.
So, but you and Dan do it together, and it works well for two people.
It works very well with two of us, yes.
So because it's a 60-pound bike, because of the fat tires, and it's so sturdy and robust, we think this will last you forever.
It should last us a very long time.
Because they're really extremely well made, but they're heavy because of that. If you're going to use the folding part, you'd have to get used to being able to do it alone, and you might want to find one and try it alone on yourself first. So let's go over the process of unfolding it, of folding it and unfolding it. And remember, I haven't done this hardly ever, and so it will look a little more awkward. I bet you and Dan do it really well together.
Yeah.
It just goes real smoothly.
Very smoothly.
Okay, so the big thing is you will then unlatch this, swing it around. Now it still can't unfold. If you accidentally caught this on your pants or somehow this is unlatched, it's a double latch, so it still can't fold. So now it's folding, you can see that, and you found the easiest way is for you to do that. Can you do it by yourself? And just let it fall. Okay, that's the key thing too, is just to let it fall. And now it's folded in half, and now we have the handlebars, which is fold down, and it goes down, and it's folded. The pedals do fold up, but I'm not going to bother to show you that now. They do fold up, and that's about the size. And you carry it on a bike rack outside?
Yes, we do, and we carry it folded because it's a much shorter package, and it doesn't block your license plate. We have a heavy-duty bike rack that we got from Harbor Freight that holds 100 pounds. Holds this quite easily.
Oh yeah, and this is about 60.
Yes.
So it holds that no problem at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So now we got to put it back together. Oh, and we have the battery in it too. I bet it would help if we took the battery out.
It does. The battery weighs 8 pounds. So without the battery, it's 52 pounds.
And then that pulls out. Yeah, it would have been much easier had we pulled the battery out. And that's it. And now you could just, if you have just a regular old rack, I could lift it up and step in and drop it. I could do that. Or like a small motorcycle rack, you could actually push it up it or use its own power to drive it up it. So that's how it folds and unfolds. It's a little awkward, and it's much better if you have two than one, I think. Well, Doria, thank you so much for sharing your bike, and you're going to recommend this to RVers and van dwellers as a great way to save gas. That's primarily the main thing you're going to get out of it, is saving gas.
Save gas, get some exercise, and see more of the sights around you.
Right, and in close-up rather than just zooming past them.
That's right.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. I hope you learned something from all this and enjoyed it, and something for $14.99. It's something to really give serious thought to. And so we'll talk to you next time in our next video. Until then, like us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and share us with your friends, and we'll talk to you later.